Per usual, I'm not too sure how to approach this video, but I'm thinking about connecting emotionally with people. Like, what is the connection based off of? And maybe connecting emotionally is the wrong way to go about saying this, but I guess if I reflect on my previous relationships growing up, um, and then to continue on that course of reflection and to examine what caused the separation. I've said before in previous videos, I made mention about how, I think certain stages of our life kind of dictate the things we do, the things that we're interested in, the subject matters that we have tolerance for. And, I think that as you get older, no matter who you are, no matter how intellectual you are at a younger age, I feel like you're probably going to be more so as you get older. And so therefore, like, my ability to maintain an interest level in many of the things that I used to have interest in the past is no longer the same. Um, Aside from maybe the chemical balance that was given to me by that stage of life, now I have to know, why am I getting involved with it? Like with video games, I love video games to this day. I still love them, but I don't play them the way I used to. And I think that is maybe because I feel like a need to do something more productive, and that doesn't mean that I'm doing anything more productive or that I know what to do, but that I feel like if I'm playing them, I feel like I could be doing something better with my time, and I have to know why I'm doing it. And so what I'm trying to say is, with relationships with people, like young love, so to speak, it's got to, like, what could it be more than that stage of life? You know, around 18, 19, 20, like, you're doing butterfly kisses and constantly holding hands. It's like, that doesn't last forever. And why doesn't it last forever? I theorize, hypothesize that maybe because, as time goes on, you get your fill, and that fill is dictated by the chemical balance of your body, and maybe whatever amount of experience you've actually engaged in. But after it's all said and done, and it doesn't have to be this specific type of relationship, but any relationship, what is the connection? The connection is emotional, but the emotions are unarticulated. The emotions are just feelings. It's just how I feel. I just feel good when I'm around this person. I just feel like I'm having a good time. It's just so much fun. I lose track of time, and I'm not saying that that's a problem. That itself is not the problem. The problem is when an incident or an event comes in and forces decisions to be made, forces individuals to, the saying is forcing my hand. You know, you're forced to do something that you didn't think you were going to have to do. You just never saw it coming because you were so engaged in the emotion that you assumed that it was always going to be that way. And again, I do not like to say you when I speak, because if you are listening to this, I don't know who you are, and this may not apply to you. I'm trying to be more focused in using me as an example. I guess maybe I assumed that my relationship with this individual was based off of something greater than it was, and it was an unarticulated assumption. It was a unarticulated presupposition, as Dr. Cornell West has said, and I am obsessed with that saying because I find it to be so relevant. And so I guess what I'm thinking of is in the same manner or in a similar fashion as to how I cannot sit back at this particular stage of life and play video games because of a sense of restlessness, a sense of wasting time, Why am I in a relationship with you? And this doesn't have to be of a romantic interest. This can be any capacity. I just need to know, and I think that this can apply to everybody, what is our business? Knowing our business for all parties involved will allow us to, I think, waste less time and go forward in a progressive fashion that is more suitable to all parties involved. And to say waste time, I use that term loosely, or that expression loosely, because the wasting of time is going to be relative to the individuals who are engaging in the so-called time wasting. So if what you want to do is, quote, waste time, that's fine. You don't have to be building anything. Nothing has to be being made. No true progress in any direction has to be being made. If the goal is to have a good time, but you're not doing anything, then maybe you're not wasting time. Again, that's going to be relative to the individuals involved, but that is something that should be known by all parties involved before going into it, so each individual can decide, hey, to what extent do I want to engage in this? So it's like, try to keep this video under 10 minutes. When I look at people, when I contemplate, when I reflect on the human experience and the human interaction, especially at the stage of life that human now, where we are, we're in a position where we are able to look at our being in a way that we've never been able to look at before, and we're running into problems that we don't know how to resolve, and we don't know what they mean, and we don't know how to articulate them. And I don't really know how to go too deep into that. Maybe I'll have to try to make another video to describe that. But we are faced with a whole new set of problems that I ask, what generation before us has ever had the opportunity to experience these circumstances? That may be in part one reason why elder generations can't help us, can't offer us advice. When the Constitution was written, how many, rules, how many principles of how many rights in the Constitution could not be considered? Like, how many things take place today that the forefathers had no idea about? And I don't want to get too crazy into the politics. I am not that smart. I am just saying some things cannot be considered until the time comes. And if you do consider those things, you're way ahead of your time, and good luck having anybody understand you. But yes, knowing the intentions of your relationships and reflecting inward and presenting the most sincere self without compromising your own integrity, your own security, and not getting emotionally involved in something that you're not aware of why you're involved in, to prevent counterproductive, destructive relationships, or maybe even to exercise damage control. Sometimes the only option is damage control. I hope this made sense. Maybe one day I'll be able to end videos without questioning the content and its sensibility. But until then, until next time.